use that to set your initial cut through. I don't have to drive with GPS, it's just at that point a measuring tool that allows me to figure out how far across and still end up with precise rows. Not that I can really drive that precisely. Sometimes I would cut straight through here and then come back and do the outer edges. And then you end up with a tiny strip. It's one mower wide. Just, you do that 5 or 6 times on a arable field and that gets frustrating. But we don't have GPS on my harvester, so not a thing I can take advantage of. I'm quite proud of myself lately because we have not taken advantage of GPS very much at all lately. I've got GPS on this tractor, on the class, and I think on the Valtra G, because if I want to spray a field, I don't want to waste fertilizer application. Now that's not too much of an issue because we're using precision farming. So one, the mini map shows you where you've been, and two, you only need to spray everything once. If you're spraying it on automatic, and if you're doing a contract, you have to get it reasonably well covered. It doesn't have to be 100% precise. And Patchwork, good morning, welcome to the bonus stream. I completely missed I was doing this today when I closed down on Saturday. Normally I'd say I'll see you Monday because it's a holiday, but I forgot. When we get to, I think I need to herbicide a whole bunch of fields when they get to their next growth stage, and that is going to involve me having to do GPS on the Valtra, because I won't be able to see the texture change as I spray across the field. Now I think I can actually spray herbicide now. Because precision farming allows you multiple applications of fertilizer in one growth stage, which is something that base game base game without precision farming doesn't support. Done here. The baler is still in range of us. Slow down. There we go. 7 miles an hour, and we've got a tiny bit there. Across that, but for some reason it didn't pick up, but that should be in just the right place for the baler to still see it. Okay, that is done. We can fold up the rear. Lift and fold the front, and I'm not going to drive off. sure I'm not in his way though. Yeah, usually what I do is make a huge mistake. I go racing off and the baler loses track of where it's supposed to be going, and I have to finish up the last couple of bits. I think we're good here. How are we doing? We've got 1700. I don't think we could have a go, I guess. I noticed there's a little bit of grass that was missed over here. Let's see how much that gathers, because these are quite beefy windrows. And yeah, no, it's really not worth it. So we'll turn that off. We'll unload. And we'll fold it up. Now, I don't plan to empty the baler. Normally I would, but I think the next job we're doing is our grass fields will get one final cut from it. And so I can leverage the grass that we have left over in the baler there. Of course, that then says, well, why don't you go around and collect all the bits that it missed, because they're all going to count to my next cut. I don't think there's a significant amount on this field that makes it worth that particular thing. So we will unwrap this, and this is going to take an age. Entrance to this field is a little bit squirrely. The middle entrance, should I say. And the food troughs are... where are they? Is it over there? Oh, I forget. We need to pay attention to that, because obviously that's going to make a whole bit of difference as to how we do the feeding. So obviously the food troughs for 6 are right on the other side of that wall, which is kind of convenient. Speaking of which, how are our sheep? They are now completely out of grass. That does mean their health's going to start dropping. These guys, they're good. Obviously grass is full because they have grass in the field. Everything else is taken care of. So 12:35. I suppose what we could do, I'll wrap a whole bunch. When we get to about 1 o'clock, we'll take the JCB down to the BGA and sell some of the bales there until obviously I fill up the digester. I will then probably put the class tractor on the wrapper, and we can wrap more bales and every so often nip back to the BGA and unload some more. So obviously I can't ship any of these to the BGA until I can't ship any to the BGA until we've done the contract, so there is that. So there'll be some transporting bales, there'll be selling bales, there'll be wrapping some more bales, and we'll just cycle through those tasks for the rest of this contract. And then basically what I want is the BGA to be empty of bales when we get to contract complete, so we can just ship all the extra down there and not spoil my my storage thing, patterns, whatever it is. Basically, I don't want to get the old bales mixed up with the new. I won't, but obviously the problem is if we don't get everything done on this stream, what ends up happening is next week I have to try and figure out, oh, what didn't I do, where and when and how and which is which. And as I said, I almost forgot that these bales down at the BGA actually needed to be sold. We progressed one day since I last checked on them. And the last episode was quite busy running contracts with fertiliser and tidying up the yard and taking care of the sheep. And then it was raining in the morning, so we skipped a whole number of hours to round about midday in order that we could actually do this contract. Well, obviously I play 19 every Saturday and holiday on stream. I must admit I have not been playing a lot of private Farm Sim 19. Back when 17 I racked up 1600 hours, and I don't think I'm anywhere close to that at the moment. And Farm Sim 19 obviously had 3 years of life, where 17 only had 2. Although we did play the Saturday stream was FS19 till getting on for almost a year after 19 came out. And yeah, obviously that was in part because I didn't know what map I wanted to play. I wanted seasons, I wanted a whole bunch of other mods that just weren't available at the beginning. Now the transition from 17 to 19 will, I think, probably be a lot quicker, because from 19 to 22, because 22 is going to have seasons at the beginning, but I want a nice map. Needs to be a good size like this one, and something with a lot of opportunity. Go. Calmsden Farm is planned for 22. I haven't really taken a big look at that to see what's what. But yeah, it's only been probably just over a week. I've actually started playing Farm Sim during the week solo. Couple of hours here and there. And it's not really something I play frequently enough to consider scheduling a stream over. But I want to get the pig and the cow breeding achievements done. And then I think the only other one I have left is the contract. Do 100 contracts. And that should happen organically in this playthrough. As I said, this is probably going to run till spring of 22. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. Sort of got a little bit offline there. I think that there's a little bit of a dogleg in the lines I was taking up this field, so they're not exactly straight. Which is why I didn't finish that row off, and I'm now finishing it going this way. Anyway, yeah, so it's, yeah, I think for me, because I'm most likely to, my Saturday stream will be a mod map. So it depends if the modder provides either space to place production or includes production. And if they don't, then it's probably not something I'm going to go out of my way to get involved with on the Saturday stream. But then again, there's probably going to be, with Giants providing production as an in-game, programming thing, it does mean that it should be easier for modders to add production. So rather than at the moment we have the global company mod and then a whole host of production things where you have to be running the global company mod in order to use this this production facility. In some cases you have to be using the global company mod and a bunch of other production facilities in order to use this new one. And things like that. I really haven't been too involved in trying to use them, because a lot of the time, well, not a lot of the time, but frequently you can end up with mod conflicts. So I have my sort of quality of life mods that I play with, and I know they all work together, and when I have to change one, I have to be very careful. So one of the things I know, we had I think it was the enhanced driving mod, or hardly enhanced driving controls, something like that. It didn't work with the GPS system, and so when you turned on GPS, you had to use W for forward and S for backwards. Whereas the enhanced driving mod allows me to use W to go and S to stop or brake, and spacebar would shift between forward and reverse gears. And so every time I turned on GPS, I would forget that, and I'd select reverse gear, push go, and go forwards, and so, no, I want to be going backwards. So that was annoying. Now we changed to, I think it's the vehicle enhanced controls is the mod I'm now using, which is a much more comprehensive mod. It includes not only just forward and reverse, but it also includes gear selection if you want to use that. I've just got it set up for forward and reverse, but that one doesn't work with the do I still have it loaded? No, I don't. Oh no, they went there. Lizard. E, F, G, H, J, K. Lizard. Where is Lizard? There. No, I think I dropped. It was the two Brazilian Land Rovers. One's a wagon, one's a pickup, and those don't work with that at all. So much so I can't make them go, let alone select gears with them. So I had to drop those and switch the Land Rover model I'm using on this farm. So yeah, I'm very careful when adding mods. I mean, the other thing is the Maze Plus mod just got updated, all of it. But there were big sort of take a copy of your save game, copy all of your current Maze Plus mods into a separate folder, and then download the new ones, and then see if your game save works, and if it doesn't work, then you need to restore your previous game save plus your saved versions of those Maze Plus mods. So it's sort of, guys, it's September. I've already reset this game once, major reset, and so I really don't want to have to do that again. So I'm sticking with the current version of the previous version of the Maze Plus mod, which means I can't download the new ones and try them out on a different farm, or even try them out on the same map. But yeah, it's always that is a big frustration of, you know, here's a new version and you will need a new game save. It's sort of, yeah, I've got so much invested in this not happening. It's part of the problem with our what was it, the Ungertheim playthrough, where there was a new version of the map. I didn't bother downloading it, but then when the hard drive crashed, I had to reload all of the mods, and it was so vastly different to what I'd been playing with. It was sort of, I already know the map. I don't want to have to relearn everything that's going on with the map. I couldn't restore my yard because he'd taken out all the buildings that were in it and replaced them with something completely different. I think he got rid of the chickens and put in a sheep pen. They're sort of, yeah, no, that's not how I was set up. This isn't going to work well. So that game, yeah, that playthrough died after. I mean, we completed the first year, so it wasn't a total disaster. But I initially wanted to say I want to start from scratch, and I wanted to start from scratch and play 2 years. We just didn't get there. But yeah, as I was saying, we will have seasons from the get-go. So really the only thing that holds me up on switching the Saturday stream is having a map I can look at and say, yeah, I can play this for a while. Like 2 years. And having a goal. As I've frequently said, you know, being able to have 1,500 sheep on this map, that kind of Yay, that's an awesome goal. And the end is in sight on that matter. But yeah, again, animal decisions, they're really going to settle down on how realistic Giants makes animals and seasons. And maybe the thing would be, well, I'm not going to bother with animals, I'm just going to do production instead. But obviously through sort of end of November, December, January, I will be trying out a bunch of things on the Giants maps just to see how things work, what I like, what I don't like. I mean, it's kind of like forestry. I do it, and we did a lot of it in 1917. It was a major source of income on Oakfield. I can't remember how many trees were, which we slaughtered about 500 trees, 600 trees on that map over 3 years. Is it a 3-year game? But yeah. I mean, some of the first year we chopped down 100 trees just so we could afford to buy a harvester and contracts. But then after that, it kind of settled down, and it was just, keep it going. And Lawfolds was another major sheep. Yeah, I think we started off with sheep and eventually got into cows, and right at the end I did pigs because I still hadn't done the pig breeding achievement in 17. I think I got that done about a week and a half before 19 came out. Don't know if I'm going to manage that this year. Big one's the contract, do 100 contracts in one game save. And when we started on this map, the base Oxygen David version of this map, there was only about 6 or 7 fields that actually supported contracts. So, there really wasn't a lot of contracts we could do. Now, I had to do the game reset. And I think we were just shy of winter, or just getting into winter on the previous save. So we ended up we skipped winter and picked it up from early spring again, first day early spring. But this time I'm using the farming agency map, and there is pretty much contracts on every field. Even this one kind of caught me out, but then because of that, we've been able to, just in, it's mid-fall, we had a whole ton of work that we had to do beginning of the year, but we're up to 38 already. This will be 39, and it's not winter yet, so we're definitely getting through contracts quite quickly. If we do